Hey guys, apologies that I'm looking a little rough. When these messages come in, I don't always have time because I am older and I forget things, especially with the Hashimoto's and everything that I just got to get it out and I can't go through the whole thing of gussying myself up. So apologies if I'm looking a little rough, but my collective usually doesn't really care about all of that. So now the first part of the post that you're seeing here is basically the channeling that I got, and this is in reference to a person. Now, a little bit about me, especially for my people that have just followed me, just so you know what I'm all about. I am a tarot reader. I read on the challenging aspects of the spiritual journey, especially when it comes to third parties and challengers, whether it's a person, place, or thing. Okay, and I pretty much made a name for myself being called karmic's worst nightmare, because I'm going to say that slowly because people get kind of confused in what that's actually being said. Karmic's worst nightmare, which means basically I leave no stone unturned and I kind of let all of the cats out of the bag. But it's helped a lot of people in their lives, and I have a whole bunch of reviews as to the freedom people have felt in the clarification and the confirmation that no, you're not just imagining this. I don't even know you. Okay, and I'm picking up on this exact same thing. So if a complete stranger on the internet is picking up on your situation, then your intuition is on point. Okay, I'm more of a confirmation reader. So that being said, let's get into the energy that I was picking up on in the post. I am going to put the full, or maybe I'm just going to put the best bit of it on my Instagram page and on my TikTok. So, if I can put the full reading here on Threads, I will. Okay, I don't know how that works, if there's a limit, but let's just see, shall we? So what I was picking up is there is this person that is overly dependent on beauty, sex, the internet, and magic. It's how they survive. It's how they thrive. And what I also got is that this person would never make it in the real world. Okay? And this person is feeling all kinds of threatened by people that don't do the same thing that they do. There's no way of them to compete with somebody that doesn't need to use beauty and sex and magic and the internet, okay? So let's tap into this and find out what's going on. Because it came out really, really strong that this person is overly dependent on these things because they don't have the skills to live on their own, to thrive without these things, without the dependence on sex and beauty and the internet and magic, okay? They don't know how to live by themselves. I get that this person still lives at home. I get that this person does not have parents that are into witchcraft. I mean, take that as it resonates, but the parents might be religious, whatever that religion is. Just fill it in, fill in the blanks wherever you need to. I'm getting Christian, so it might be Christian. Okay. I'm getting the word lukewarm. Hold on, let me just get comfortable here. There's really something being highlighted here as to this person being frustrated because they cannot compete with this person that they've been watching. This person that they have been watching is not dependent on beauty and sex and magic and the internet. This person that they've been watching has had actual life experiences that have prepared them for the real world. Education in college is coming through. So this person that they've been watching might be in school. I'm also getting the messages that you will never see this person that's been watching this other person or people. You will never find that person. It's a very petty bully energy. You'll never find that person in a educational space or in a 9-to-5 workspace because of the following reasons. The reasons are that when you're in an educational space or a 9-to-5 workspace, your knowledge of magic and your hyper-dependence on beauty and sexuality is not going to be of any benefit or any use in those environments. And since that's the case, that person would not know how to survive or thrive. This type of person is always looking over their shoulder because they think everybody is their enemy, everybody's out to get them. So let's just tap in and find out one final one. Let's find out what's going on with this energy, shall we? Because it's really coming through, and once I get the call to do one of these readings, I have to do it, okay? So, again, let's find out. Tell us about this person that is hyper-dependent on sex, beauty, the internet, and magic. This person is the type of person that, this is not really a girl's girl, okay? She sees all women as a threat, especially women that are polar opposites of her. She doesn't really see a threat with the people that are kind of like her, the same type of person that's her. She sees a very threatening energy in somebody that is the complete polar opposite of her, that is not hyper dependent on their beauty, not hyper dependent on their sexuality, not hyper dependent on magic, not hyper dependent on the internet, that actually has life experiences that can actually be a benefit to either a school setting or a work setting. Okay, so that's first and foremost. That came out first of all. Okay, may have fire in their chart because wands are fire. Aries, Sagittarius, some Leo, okay? So tell us more about this person that's hyper-dependent on sex, beauty, magic, and the internet. That can only thrive with those things. What I'm getting is that if the internet disappeared today and there was no more internet, this person would not have a way of making money. This person would not have a way of supporting themselves because they can't work in a regular 9-to-5 retail environment or even business environment because they would constantly be in competition with the other people. They would not like it when other people get their accolades that are not dependent on those things, that are not, meaning that if the person was less attractive or not overtly sexual or not spiritual or not into magic or not really on social media like that, and they get their accolades, this person would not know what to do to compete, okay? So tell us more about this person that's overly hyper dependent on sexuality, beauty, the internet, and magic. Robbing Peter to pay Paul is what I got here. I'm also getting that what they flex on the internet is what's not really going on in real life. That their money is really not great. Their money is kind of funny. Okay? They have to budget like everybody else, and they try to make it like they have all of this money. What I'm getting also is that the money is not making them happy anymore. They try to make it that it is, but it's not really fulfilling them in any way, because what they really want is what money can't buy. Tell us more about this person that is hyper dependent on sex, beauty, magic, and the internet to survive. This person can have Cancer in their chart, either rising or in a very dominant aspect of their chart, okay? This person definitely has dark Cancer traits, which is manipulation and trying to use obligation to get their way, okay? So that seems to be very important, enough to be highlighted in this reading. So tell us more about this person that is hyper dependent on their sexuality, beauty, magic, and the internet. This person has been sick a couple of times, has been in the hospital a couple of times, okay? But with the times in the hospital where when you are forced to go to the hospital, usually that's God's way of saying you need to take a rest. And if you don't take a rest, I'm going to make you take a rest because you're doing way too much and you are overexerting your body. And this person has not learned their lesson even while they were in the hospital, okay? I'm getting a hyper focus on the stomach area and all of the surrounding areas in the stomach. Something about their personal power. That's why those areas were being affected. Gallbladder, stomach, may have stomach issues. The reason those areas get affected in that general area, it's not just about that one area where that sacral, that was, I didn't mean to say sacral, but that might be it, okay? There may be some reproductive issues. There might be something in that area, since that's what they use to do their magic. That's the area that's being affected. And on a personal note, I know this to be true because my own personal karmic used a lot of love magic and used animal hearts in her love magic to bind. And now she's having problems with her own heart. Okay, she had to go in for a surgery to fix one of the ventricles in her heart. Okay, now I don't know how she's doing. According to a reading I did, she's not doing too well. It didn't really take that well. So whatever you use to do your magic, that's the part that gets affected, as kind of like everything is about balance. And if you're trying to upset the balance by take something from somebody that you were not meant to have, the balance gets upset in your own body. Okay, so case in point, the stomach area in this person that we're reading, and in the karmic that I was dealing with in her heart. Okay, so just keep that in mind, okay? This is all for education, okay? This is not to attack anybody, okay? Just so that we're aware of things that are going on. So, tell us more about this person. I'm getting dark hair. This person has dark hair. Brat style. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay. I'm also getting the words they wanted to do everything they can not to look like their parents. Now, I don't know if this refers to either cosmetic surgery or some kind of outpatient thing where they do injections or whatever. But there was some kind of physical altering of the face so that they wouldn't look like their parents. Okay? I don't know how that fits in here, but I mean, place it where you need to place it. My intent is to educate, not to upset. So, this is all for the education. Tell us more about the person that is hyper dependent on physical attractiveness, beauty, sex, magic, and the internet. So these two came out. Okay. There may be Sagittarius somewhere in their chart. Okay. I'm getting that they depend on wine or drinking a certain drink to calm themselves down. Okay. The rest of the time that they're not using this, this came out as well. Okay. Seven of Swords. So they're very sneaky in how they handle things. This is why they would not be great in a educational setting or a 9 to 5 setting, because at the slightest inference that there might be some sabotage coming from this new hire, this person, the people that have been there for a while will not hesitate taking them to HR. Okay. And then you can't really depend on they're jealous because I'm pretty, they're jealous because I'm sexy. That's not going to have anything to do with how can you disprove that you didn't try to sabotage this person's work. Okay? This is why they need the internet to survive. They need their over-reliance on sex and beauty and magic. Because there's no natural talent, there's no work history. If you look at their resume, they can't produce one. Nobody's going to look at your work in dealing with cards as a real reference in your resume. That no employer is really going to look at that. Okay, so they really need the internet to not go away in order for them to survive, and that's the objective truth. Okay. This is a person that's very overly emotional. Okay. They get very easily triggered, it's very easy to trigger that person. Like, that's the first thing that comes out about that. Okay. Tell us more about this person that is overly dependent, hyper dependent on sex, beauty, the magic, and the internet. This person may be a Taurus sun, okay, because of all the yellow that's here, okay. They may be trying to attack a Taurus female that is, as I said before, the polar opposite of them, okay. That's very, very prevalent in this reading, okay. Tell us more about why they are trying to trigger this Taurus. I pick up that this Taurus that they're trying to trigger here couldn't be bothered. This Taurus that they're trying to trigger is very focused on their own life, focused on their education, on getting themselves to where they want to be. They don't have time to engage with this person that has Cancer in their chart. It's like if you don't know these two people personally and you're just looking this as an objective third party, I mean, it would be clear who the bully is. Let's find out why they're trying to go after the person that is the polar, or people that are a polar opposite of themselves. This is why. This is why they're trying to trigger this Queen of Pentacles. Because they've been watching this Queen of Pentacles for a while and they see that this is in their future. Okay? The bottom of the deck, just for right now, in this part of the reading, bottom of the deck is the Fool card. This Queen of Pentacles is embarking on a new journey. And this person that's hyper dependent on sex, beauty, magic, and the internet is going to be left behind. This is somebody that I'm picking up has no man, has no prospects for a man, has no children. So when they become old, they're basically going to be thrown in a nursing home and, like, you know, state regulated or government regulated. And, you know, those are never the best. Yeah, so this person, whoever this is, better hold on to their beauty, hold on to their sexuality, because it's currency for them. And if they don't have that, and if they don't have the internet, they're not going to survive. They're not. It's kind of a sad existence when something that is fleeting is something that you have to depend on in order to survive. Wow. Let's find out more about why they're trying to go after the person or persons that are a polar opposite of themselves. They feel that tower coming down. Major life change. What is the major life change that's about to happen to this person that is hyper overly dependent on sex, beauty, magic, and the internet and social media? Those of us that read cards know what this is. There's a person coming in there, maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Take it as it resonates, or somebody very heavy in this energy that's coming in for this Queen of Pentacles. And this person with the Queen of Cups in their chart is watching and trying to trigger, and in that triggering, hyper focuses on that person that's trying to trigger them instead of going forward with what they're supposed to do. But from what I'm getting with this Queen of Pentacles, that this person with the Queen of Cups in their birth chart, it's not working. Whatever was meant to happen for this Queen of Pentacles to grow has already happened, and they've already become like that eagle. This person with the Queen of Cups in their energy, the Cancer in their energy, basically is in crow energy, and this Queen of Pentacles that they're trying to trigger is basically eagle energy at this point. And if you know anything about crows and eagles, crows can't fly as high as eagles can. Eagles have a better anatomy in order to reach higher heights, higher altitudes, okay? A crow can only reach so high before they can't even reach the altitude of that eagle anymore, okay? And they run out of breath and they have to just stop the chase. And that energy has been coming out a lot, okay? I think I'm going to put this on YouTube and put the link so that you can see the full Look at this. Again, Cancer energy. It's the Chariot card. So there's definitely Cancer energy in this person that's trying to trigger. Okay. They're trying to stop this person's happiness, or they may be unhappy themselves. You know, you can paint any kind of picture on the internet. That's why they're hyper dependent on the internet, because they paint a picture that might not be accurately depicting what's really going on in their life, but as long as they can make a post or 2 or 10, right, that paints a picture that they are chilling, they believe their own delusion, okay? We also got this, okay? This might be a karmic, okay? Because if you look at the 2 cards that look like this in the tarot, okay? The other card that looks like this is the Lover's card, and when it's upright, it's about a twin flame union, okay, or a divinely guided union, okay. And when you have this, if you know anything about the devil tries to copy anything that God puts together. And being that you have this, and especially since it's like this, okay, this person really operates in devil energy, okay? Because think about it, if you're not getting your gifts and everything that's good from the divine, where are you getting it? There's only 2 entities in this world, good or evil, okay? So if you're not getting it from the source that's good, and then you're getting it from this. Take religion out of it, okay? It's still there in every type of culture, every type of religion that talks about a force of good and a force of evil. So even if you don't believe in the Abrahamic God, it's present in many cultures and in many religions, okay? Some idea of that, okay? So, you can, if you want to, poo-poo Abrahamic religion, but it's present in many cultures and in many religions. So pick one. Okay, you don't have to pick Abrahamic religion, but the energy of this is prevalent in a lot of stories of choices needing to be made where there's a presence of good and a presence of bad. So just fill in the blanks wherever you need to fill the blanks, okay? I mean, take religion out of it, it's still a prevalent thing. So we're going to close this out because it's already at 27 and I want to keep this at 30 minutes and under if I can. So what do we need to know about this person going forward, about this person that's hyper overly dependent on sex, beauty, magic, and the internet? What do we need to know what's coming for this person? They're always going to be a third party. They're always going to be the third wheel. Okay. This is a person that's okay being the third wheel, okay being the third party, okay being the, I'm getting a definite energy here of a sugar baby. They may be like my birds are squeaking like anything. That might be talking about this crow energy. Okay, somebody that is not able to soar to the heights of a divine feminine eagle energy. Okay, so this is kind of somebody that has either resounded themselves to the fact that this is something that they're always going to be, but they'll never admit it to you, or at least not admit it online. But this is something that they're going to be. Okay, this is kind of their lot in life. Tell us where this person is going. Tell us where this person is going that's hyper and overly dependent on their own beauty, sexuality, magic, and the internet and social media. Eight of Pentacles. And the kind of work that they do is not 9 to 5 work. It's not retail work. It's not regular work that you go in for a paycheck, okay? The type of work that they do is always magic, especially with this right next to it, okay? So if they don't have magic, they can't pay the bills. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I do readings too, but there's something that this person doesn't outwardly admit, okay? And I will be the first to admit this, okay? The nature of card reading, tarot card reading, is we don't get paid unless you're unclear about something. We don't get paid unless you are unclear about a situation that's going on in your life, okay? Now, if you're okay after talking to one of us, we've done our job. When we have given you the clarity that you needed, you shouldn't need to see us again. You should not need us to reiterate something that we already talked about, okay? Now, if you need to see us again, it's because there's somebody external of us that's trying to cloud the situation that you need to see us again. Or if you're somebody like this person that's being read in this reading, that is the person that is hyper and overly dependent on sex and beauty and magic and the internet, this person is most likely the one that's doing the ritual work that's keeping you coming back. It's like a drug dealer, okay? Now, I've talked about this before, okay? And people didn't like the fact that I said that, but the truth is truth, okay? Let's get a card to close this out. So what is the final thing that we have to realize about this person that's overly dependent on sex, beauty, magic, and the internet in order to survive? Otherwise, they won't. What is the final card that we need to get that? Ten of Swords. Bottom of the deck. Two of Pentacles. This is a person that's always going to be mentally juggling. Constantly playing catch up, constantly playing, I gotta beat you, I gotta beat you, I gotta beat you. But the thing is that when they're coming against somebody that's the polar opposite of them, it's like a crow trying to chase an eagle. See, the crow will try to peck and peck and peck at that eagle so that it's put in a position where, because it's wounded, it won't be able to ascend and soar at the heights that it was meant to, okay, that it was put on this planet to do. So they try to peck holes, and that's when they try to trigger this eagle energy, okay? But when that eagle energy realizes its worth and realizes what it's meant to do here, that's a polar opposite of this crow energy. That is over-reliant and over-dependent and hyper-dependent on sex and beauty and magic, the occult, and the internet, social media, okay? If it doesn't have any of those things, it won't survive. It'll literally die. It can't touch the eagle anymore, okay? Because the eagle just simply ignores that crow energy and just simply flies higher. Because an eagle has bigger lungs and a greater capacity to fly higher at higher altitudes that the crow simply doesn't have. Okay, so I use a lot of symbology in my readings, and I hope that this puts this into perspective for anybody that is going through this situation. Okay, so A narcissist will try to trigger you. They are looking for a response. They're looking for a specific type of energy that feeds them. Okay? So keep that in mind, okay? You're dealing with a narcissist. And like any narcissist, you gray rock the hell out of them, okay? And just keep flying higher. Eventually, they'll stop trying to chase you because they just won't be able to fly as high as you do, naturally, as that eagle energy, okay? So, hope this helps. And let me know in the comments what you think about this. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Soul Food out and Karmic's Worst Nightmare out. Peace out.